Alright, we are on the final race of the evening, Bentglasstube versus Chokemeilikeit. This is the final group match. Hopefully somebody will be helping me out here on commentary in just a little bit. These racers are underway, so... Choke is still a little upset about the last race he was in against me. I can say that I was pretty upset about that race too, despite the outcome, so I know that feeling. Let's hope he can put that behind him and have a good race. Very early death there by BGT. So not a huge time waster, but definitely going to waste some time for him, unfortunately. Gives Choke the early lead. Looks like BGT's managed to get it back together. Should be in good shape now. The beginning can be a little tough sometimes if you take the items in the wrong order or take a couple of hits unintentionally and then get low on health. So Choke's already on the first boss here. And BGT is not that far behind him, so about half a boss fight. Doesn't look like either one of them are going to have any trouble with this boss. So it's a pretty close race. Choke's ahead by maybe 10-15 seconds, I'd say. Hello? Buzz?
What's up, Dig Shake?
Hey, there you are. Are you watching the race?
Yeah, I just got back. Started a little early.
Yep. Choke, I think, is ready to be done. BGT died on the very first stage, which is why Choke's got... Well, actually, his lead is pretty much gone now. He did have a little bit of a lead, but now it's neck and neck.
Yeah, it looks pretty close. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, the difference is only like a second.
Yeah. Is Choke playing on console, I wonder? His colors look a lot different than BGT.
It was like that with you too.
Oh yeah. I was on emulator since I'm on vacation. I didn't have my console.
Ah.
Yeah, these guys are very, very close. Like virtually in sync right now.
Yeah, I see BGT. General loses his shirt again. About a second and a half difference before Choke.
Onto the African stage. Let's hope we don't see any stupid deaths like I did. Actually, I think that was the same thing that Larry did in the first race tonight too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That stupid snake is tricky to avoid.
Yeah, all night we haven't seen any deathless.
Oh, Link wasn't even deathless? BGT.
I'm still just I'm still blown away by that finish of that last race. Sorry.
No, it was.
I was just like, I want to watch that again.
It was intense, man. I'm hoping Choke's not still on tilt. He seems to be doing fine, though, really.
Yeah, hopefully he calmed down. We can just keep this nice and even.
BGT's pulling away a little bit. Still not a huge lead.
Yeah, still very close. See how he deals with this boss.
I know
One of the easier bosses.
I know BGT's pretty salty too. He was not expecting to go 0-2 in this tournament. Definitely just not expecting to go 0-3 in this tournament. So.
Yeah, again, I said this before, but this whole tournament, all these races kept shaking out a little bit different than what you thought they would. Because BGT was putting up great times, and then you beat him, and then he put up a really good time.
Yeah.
And Link beat him with that good time, so. The first pair of continents is complete. We're moving on to
this awesome water
Australia here.
Water level number 1. Kangaroos. I guess that's what those are, right?
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, definitely kangaroos. You even got the little Joey in the pouch. I believe they're called Joeys.
Mosquitoes bigger than dogs, just like in Australia.
Yeah, moles and frogs. And then, of course, once you get into the inhabited section of Australia, you have random I-beams and octopuses.
And BGT's just cruising along here. It's gonna take a death or pretty serious misstep, I think, for him to give this lead back to Choke.
Yeah, he certainly is widening the gap. Taking out our race car driver, Mario Andretti, Dale Earnhardt. No, it can't be Earnhardt. My mistake.
Rest in peace. So we'll say, what, a quarter of a boss fight ahead for BGT? Something along those lines.
Yes, sounds about right. I was trying to look at the timer to see exactly what it is, and I was going to say about 20 seconds coming out of this.
Choke's kind of struggling with phase 2 here, though.
Yeah, he's definitely slowing down. The gap is widening.
It almost looks like BGT's half a stage ahead now.
Yep, swimming along, holding A. Big Shake, did you know that holding A only works if you have the feather?
Is that true? That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that until Coach mentioned that earlier.
So dying on that car boss is potentially...
Yeah, if that... Yeah, definitely. That will slow you down for half the level almost. BGT misses the one cycle. Just one bomb short of the one cycle, but takes him down. Really only slows you down about a second or two.
Oh, did
oh wow! And speaking of costly deaths.
I didn't quite see what happened there, but well, now we get to see what you
yeah,
were
I was watching the boss fight on BGT, and when I look down at Choke, it looks like he just took a damage death here in the water. So there's a perfect example of, well, there he gets the feather back.
Yep.
And can speed up now, but wow.
That's a costly one too. He was almost done with this section.
Yeah, that's the thing about deaths in this game. You want to take them early or quick. Like if you're in a boss, I think I saw you do that on one of the races earlier. I meant to ask you if you did that on purpose or not. But you were down to 1 health and you died almost right away, and I was like, I don't know if you did it on purpose.
I think that was, yeah. I think that was intentional death.
Because you might as well.
I thought about doing that with the caveman boss on the last race, since I was down to 2 hearts, but I was like, ah man, this has to be close. I gotta just go for it, and then I ended up dying anyway.
Yeah, now we see Bent here a full stage ahead. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a tough decision if you're gonna take that death right away or do it, because a lot of these bosses you can play it safe and get through it. If you go a little bit slower, but I mean if you take that death right away and then play recklessly, you can probably make up that time anyway. So it's just kind of a who knows which way it's gonna go.
Oh, BGT, you saw him tanking a bunch of hits there, and it got a little dangerous for him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this would be BGT's first ever tournament win. Is that right? Maybe. Did he win?
I don't know. Let me do some research, but that sounds right.
Can't remember if he won one last round or not.
He did have a win.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course. He beat Joshy D.
Yeah. But then Joshy D got revenge on him in the,
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, in the group stage. Yeah, and we still have this exact one level. It's interesting when I watch so many of these races in a row, being able to tell the difference between where each runner is. You really can do it by saying they're a stage ahead or a half stage or like a full boss, because once that happens, it still seems to even out.
Yeah,
Through the other ones.
most are the same length. The only one I think that is significantly different is A2. I feel like is a lot longer than some of the other stages for whatever reason.
Yeah, they have a couple of extra areas in there where it's just a little bit longer, but all the other ones, the time is really not off by more than a few seconds. Couple of tricky snowmen there, Choke getting by him. And BGT's on his way to the rooftops. Yeah, again, with what happened to Bentglasstube and how he played this game and the times that he put up, it's just so interesting the way that it works. I mean, I'm sure it's always the way that in any competition, but just to watch what we've been doing, if he had been moved over, you know, if he was in the bracket, my bracket instead of me, you know, who knows how he would have fared.
Well, I even feel.
But I mean, that's how it is.
I even feel pretty safe in saying the BGT is probably better than I am at this game and deserves to. Skill-wise, would probably be a tougher matchup in the winners bracket than I will be, but it's all about
you never know.
All about that win-loss record. And anything can happen in these races. Although,
yeah, that's what's fun about it.
We did see a lot more crazy stuff happen in roller games than in this particular game.
Yeah, I'm still not happy about the way that roller games worked out.
So BGT did take a death on this boss, which is going to allow Choke to catch up just a little bit. It's going to take more than that, though.
Yeah, we'll see if it's enough. Yeah, it's going to take a... He's going to have to pull a Joshy D. Or a Choke Me, I like it. To a much less significant amount. Yeah, Choke getting bopped a few times here on the rooftops. Taking a health refill right there. Don't know how confident he is on this boss, whether he needs to get the exact health amount. Well, more confident than I thought. Well, I guess he didn't even have the opportunity to get it, but...
Yeah, he wasn't getting there no matter what.
But yeah, it looks the way that it's shaken out, it's still going to be a full stage lead for Bent.
It's not a tough boss, though.
Yeah, both of them killing the boss pretty much at the same time there. Bent moving on to the final stage and Choke to the second to last. Bentglasstube off in South America, Easter Island, which is in Chile.
And BGT's been running green splits for the last few stages, so he might have a nice little PB here if he doesn't make any mistakes on this last stage.
Yeah, looking okay. I mean, he still has a little bit of ways to go, but I believe he could finish at like a low 22 if he keeps it up.
He's put up times in that range before, so.
There you go. That's how you do that part right there, dig shake. Just a normal day, dogs throwing bombs at salamanders.
Oh.
That's the only problem with that bomb is when you hit it and turn around too quickly, kind of toss in the wrong direction, throws you off a little bit. Now once you get into phase 2, you always count to 9, so you can hit that button and that looks like it's the race.
Indeed, BGT is not having any troubles with this boss. (22 minutes and 31 seconds). Good time. Whew. So interesting.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna talk about the matchups. Hey, BGT.
Hello.
Congratulations.
How's it going? Thank you.
Hey, nice win, Ben.
Thanks.
Was that a PB?
Probably would have been a PB if I hadn't died to the
Not quite a PB then. Oh.
Hello.
Hey, BGT.
How's it going? Discord seems to be having some issues for me.
Yeah.
Hey, nice win, Ben. Yeah, I only heard
Thanks.
like half of everything.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a shaky start there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you took an early death, but that only... I mean, if you're going to take a death, you want to take it real early, so... Choke hasn't been dying a lot. He's just, I think, losing a few seconds here and there to you over the course of the race. So...
Yeah, I apparently had a very good B on this one, because I was like 30 seconds over pace and then suddenly 30 seconds under. But
Choke finishes up with a time of 24:36.
not bad.
So BGT, you have not quite made it out of the group stage into the winners bracket, but interestingly, we don't know who your next opponent is going to be. We got to wait for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I have to wait for the The loaf pinching, I think, is what we're calling it now.
Group stage into the winners bracket, but interestingly, we don't know who your next opponent is going to be. We got to wait for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I have to wait for the loaf pinching, I think, is what we're calling it now.
Yeah. And so I think how that would work, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, is that the winner of the tiebreaker obviously advances to the winners bracket, and then the second place finisher would play choke in the losers bracket, and then the third place finisher would play BGT in the losers bracket. Would be my interpretation.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So the way this we have tiebreakers for for a tie to see who goes where, but as far as the seeding, are we still going by the times, the race times, how many seconds?
Well, I don't think that's how the seeding ever worked. The seeding was based on your final standing within the group stage, is what seeded.
Right.
So, yeah, I thought the seeding was just the win record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but since now we're gonna have because Dig Shake and Link. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it actually, because they're going to be the same. But when we have that three-way tiebreaker,
so that tiebreaker determines who's second, third, and fourth in your group, Buzz.
All right, but what about Bent and Choke?
Well, there's no issue there because Choke is 0 and 3, and BGT is 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake.
It's all good.
I was trying to look at the brackets that are the records that are unfinished.
Yeah, I'm punching them in right now, actually. Trying to get the last few times put in.
But again, like in the future, say you have, the top two are 2 and 1, and the bottom two are 1 and 2, then you're gonna have to do the tiebreaker with the times, right?
Perhaps, or you could just do a tiebreaker race for both of them.
Well, no, I don't mean you wouldn't even have to do a tiebreaker race, but you would just seed it based on the times.
Sure. Yeah, you could. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting approach.
Or just...
I think I'd rather stick with the race record, though, the head-to-head records, or not the head-to-head, but it gives more weight to the races, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, to the fact that they are races.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a bridge we'll have to cross when we get there, but for this...
that's just another thing, just as far as, like, your matchups with the seeds and how that works, but...
Yeah, for this particular situation, it's not something that we need to worry about. Cool.
But yeah, I don't think Choke's gonna join us. He's aggravated with the game and doesn't want to have salty language in the post-game commentary.
Yeah, he's still, I think, a little burnt up about the last one, which I am not. I can't blame him for that at all, based on what I heard. So
yeah, that was the race of the tournament.
Yeah, it seemed like it, just from the sounds of it. I would like to go back and rewatch it if possible.
Yeah,
I think even if Larry's recording stopped working, like if he lost internet and didn't have the streams for the end, if you highlight your copy of the race, he'll take it and stitch it together in the end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it should be definitely done for that race, just because it was a nail biter.
It was 10-second difference.
Yep.
So I was watching it because the outcome of that race determined if this race really mattered, and so I didn't get the outcome I wanted. Not to throw shade on you, Dig, but I was in the dark after Larry's stream dropped. I was just like, oh no, I don't know if this race matters.
Well, I had no business winning that race. Honestly, it was not my finest performance in this game, to be sure.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, Ben, I was hoping for the same thing. I was like, man, we're gonna have 2 3-win tiebreakers coming up.
That would have been amazing.
And
although
it seemed like it was done.
Eaton Dig, then I probably would have had the nerves issue this race and lost it and blown the anyway.
See, that's another thing we were talking about. Like, if you, Ben, if you were in my bracket instead of me, like if we swap places, you might be 3-0.
Yeah.
It just depends where you are.
I had one bad race. It happens. I'll have plenty more bad races.
Well, hopefully you have at least one more good race in this, so that you don't have to go back to the Ultimate Loser finals.
Yeah, I mean, I only need one good race or 2 bad races, so the odds are in my favor.
Of those 3 in the tiebreaker race, who would you like to see next, BGT? You got Angry Larry, Shashi D, or Coach?
I don't think I've seen any of them play. Because I haven't had a chance to watch any of the other races before tonight, really.
Larry just put up
I don't know who
23-minute run tonight. He did really well.
Who did? Sorry, you cut out there.
Larry put up a 23-minute run tonight. He came back and
I don't want to face him then. That's much too close to what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would definitely be the stronger out of those 3. I expect him to win that just because he was sick and didn't play very well. But like, if he can keep up what he did today, I don't really think that Josh or Coach has. I mean, they have a chance, but I would expect Larry to win the race by about a minute.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I guess then I hope that I face Coach, because then if I lose GD in the Ultimate Loser race again, which would be entertaining.
Yeah, honestly though, I mean, as long as Larry wins, yeah, I don't think you have to worry. You should be able to take care of Josh or Coach.
Yeah, I think.
But I'm not very consistent at this game. Like, I mean, as you saw today, like dying at level 1 and then dying to Bulletproof Bomb, like that's not a very hard fight once you know the pattern. A little mistake on that one can really, like, you can get hit multiple times for it. I don't know. I guess that's the thing with this game. It's such a short game that even one small mistake can really put a damper on things.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're going for world record runs and stuff like that. It's so heavily optimized.
Yeah, it's just really got to get those bosses. Don't waste any time on the bosses. That's what it's all about. See, but coming out of this, there's only one thing that we do know, and that is that I, Buzz Thunder, will be facing Dig Shake.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Is that going to be a Rivalry bracket. Tuesday match then?
It probably should be.
Yeah, that seems very fitting.
Yep.
It's also going to be fitting because I win most of those anyways.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Well, it's true though. I think Buzz has a better record than me right now.
No, so. It's actually not true. Like we're almost dead even, I think.
Oh, is that true? Yeah, I don't know.
So far.
Well, that'll be something to look forward to. You're gonna kick my ass in this game though.
For sure.
But I might practice a bit. See if I can
I don't know.
shave some time off.
Yeah, I should probably practice too. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, right. I'm going to bed.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
I'm gonna
feeling the
head
same
out.
way.
Thanks for taking up the restream on at the last minute there, Dig,
Yeah, no problem.
and the commentary, both of you.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you, and we'll see you guys around.
Yep. See y'all
All
later.
right.